Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining wherever you are on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Thank you for joining. This is your presenter, Gabriel Lardner. If you were following, I said that I will be touching on finances. Okay, for those of you that are on, I encourage you to please share the live, invite some friends, share this live, and invite someone to come and join us. We are here for a few minutes we are on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok and want to deal with the subject matter of liabilities versus assets. We are talking about financial freedom. We are talking about uh, financial discipline, because in order for you to be free, it requires discipline. So we are dealing with financial discipline tonight. And we are on the subject matter liability versus assets, which is very, very, very important. I had a broadcast from this end, so I ask you to please bear with me. I have to be looking left and right because I'm on more than one network and I have to use different gadgets to get me here. But again, as I said, I want to deal with liability versus asset. Most times, we want to change in our lives. We want to change to happen, and sometimes we want dramatic change, but we do not want to make the sacrifices that is required to be made in order to see the change that we want. And so we struggle along the way. Not taking into consideration there are some things that we need to do. So tonight, briefly, I want to share with you on the importance of being financially free. And so we are dealing with liabilities versus assets. And I believe that that's liberation, that's freedom when you understand what is it that you need, what is it you need to do in order to be free, in order to be financially stable or financially potent. What is it you need to do? So I want to welcome you again. We encourage you to share this video. I invite someone to come and watch us. Share this video with someone. We solicit your support because we are dealing with subject matter. The first thing we have to do is to first of all understand that we have to take control of a financial future. In order for you to be financially liberated, as I said, liability versus assets is a subtopic, but the major thing is having the financial freedom. And we'll look at what is a liability and what is an asset, so you can understand. But you need financial freedom in order for you to make it. So the first thing you have to do, if you are interested in the broadcast, is to first of all take control of your financial future. What is it you want to see, what is it you want to do. But in order for you to start, you must resolve in your mind, you must decide, make a decision in your mind that you want money to work for you. That's the first place to start. You got to resolve that in your mind that you want money to work for you. So once you have resolved that I want money to work for me, then you have to put some things in play. You have to put some things in place that will make what you want happen. It won't just happen automatically. So that's why I told you, share this video, invite someone, because someone needs to hear this word. Someone needs to hear this. They need freedom. They need financial freedom. They're struggling and they don't know the way to go. And they need to hear this. So welcome to this. This is a week where we're dealing with financial discipline. What is it we need to do? So share this video with someone and invite someone. We solicit your support in every way. We say you need to, first and foremost, take control of your financial freedom. But you must, in order to do that, you must decide. It's not temporary, it's permanent, it's something that you want to work on. So you must make up your mind that I want money to work for me. That's the first place to start. You must understand that if you desire that, then what happens? You have to first of all create what is known. This is your desire, this is your intention. I want to create a generational wealth. That means it won't just stop with you. It will start with you, but it will continue to the generation. And in order to create a generational wealth of what you want, as I said, share this video of what you want. If you want to create a generational wealth, then you must understand what assets is and what liability is. You must understand the assets and liability concept. So what is it I need to do? assets, first of all, are items of value owned by an individual or business that can be converted into cash. That's assets. It can be used to generate income or provide future economic benefits. That assets. But then when you look at assets and liability, you understand liabilities are what we owe. Assets, whereas assets is what you own. So you see, what you owe is a liability. What you own is assets. So look at what you owe and look at what you own. So if what you owe is higher than what you own, then you need to come to this class. If you find yourself, if what you owe is so much and you don't own anything, you still need this class. You still need this class. That's why we're dealing with the subject matter. So now understand this, that wealth is all about working. It's not all about working hard. It's about working smart. So in order for you to acquire wealth, in order for you to be financially potent, there are some things you have to put into play. It don't just automatically happen. You must understand that once you have put these things into place and you are successful, what will happen is that once you start owning, you start having assets, the assets will produce income while you sleep. While you are relaxing, while you are on vacation, your assets will produce income. While you're doing something else. And that must be your intention. How can I transfer from that liability to that having assets so that my assets can produce income so I can retire earlier? How can I do that? Understand that the employees know of late. I've been talking about what's the difference between the job and the work. Job is what you go to that you are being paid for. Whereas work is what you need to do for that vision, that dream, that purpose to become a reality. So you spend more time working on the dream to make it a reality. And the hours that you put in a job is what you be paid for. So when you go to job, you are known as an employee. So an employee trade time for money. Whereas owners, those who have assets, they trade system for freedom. Because you have a freedom. So you trade system for freedom and you have this financial freedom that takes place. So let's look at it technically. Let's go to our kids. Let's take, for example, our kids. Our kids go to school and they are being taught how to be educated to find a job on the job market. You want to be an IT, you want to be this, in order for you to find a job on the job market. But equally so, while they are being taught all these skills to find a job on the job market, it's important for us to teach them how to create jobs in order to be able to have an income. It's called monetary value. You can go on the job market and you can find a job and you become an employee. But you can decide that while you are working, you put your time as to how long you will spend on that job in order to create what you need to create so that you can put monetary value to your assets, which is very important. It's very important. So you must understand the reason being you cannot give someone what you do not have. So the first thing we need to do is work on the parents. What is it I need to do? You need financial freedom. So in order for me to get this financial freedom, instead of having liability, how can I gain assets? How can I be able to accumulate assets in order so that that assets can be changed into monetary value and I can retire sooner. How can I do that? How can I change the narrative? You must understand that if you intend to change the narrative, it requires a vigorous action on your part. That's why you notice that on this subject matter, I have financial discipline. The word discipline, I use it intentionally because in order for you to carry on this thing that I want to accrue access, then it requires financial discipline. It requires vigorous action on your part. Number one, the first thing you need to do is you have to control your money. Control your money. I hope somebody listening to me. Control your money. Every dollar you have, it either work for you or it work against you. If you don't have control over your money, it's difficult. So the first thing you have to do, that's the step to going forward. Control your money. You must understand that while you just look at the world as the world looks, while you may be financing your lifestyle, someone is financing a legacy. There's a difference between financing a lifestyle and a legacy. While you are financing, you may be financing your lifestyle. Someone is financing a legacy. A legacy is what you leave for generations. I talk about liability and assets. An inheritance is what you leave in them. And I'm talking about telling them what is very important or how they can develop their life and become what they should become. That's why you put in them. But if you don't put it in them and you leave a legacy, it will be squandered. So understand that if you intend to leave a legacy, then you have to understand that first of all, I need to control my finances. How you spend your money determines the value you are attaching to your future. As I say again, how you spend your money determines the value you attach to your future. Think about it. And like I said, why you are financing your lifestyle, somebody financing your legacy. Never touch money the day it arrives. Why? You need to give it a chance to calculate in your mind, even though it may have arrived, but give it a chance. Think about it. Give yourself time to breathe. If you are not careful, you may end up spending on something that you did not plan for. There are some things that will come in there. So I will tell you the reason why you need to give it time as we go on. But let me go to the second point. I said the number one is control your money. The second thing you have to do in order to acquire this and get the financial freedom that you want, in order to change the narrative and to build assets. While you control your money, the second thing you have to do is spend less. Spend less than you earn. Because if you're spending more than you earn, you're getting into debt. So if you spend less than you earn, you will have savings. That's discipline. So spend less than you earn. The third thing you need to do, you must understand that in order for you to get to where you want to get, you must invest before you spend. So let investment be your number one goal and your priority. Invest. Whether you're on the stock market, whatever it is, whatever you desire to do, invest before you spend. Because if you are spending and you are not investing, you will end up at a zero. You will always be starting all over because what you have is what you're spending. When you have invested, you'll find out you have less to spend. Why? Because you intend to spend less. So once you have invested, your purpose of investing is for the fourth reason. The fourth point I'm coming to raise is because you want to acquire access and not liability. That's why you are investing, because you want to acquire access and not liability. I said to you as I started this broadcast, I said liabilities are what we owe, whereas assets are what we own. There's a difference between owning and owing. And you want to transfer from a place of owing to a place of owning, which is very important. So in order to do that, you go to the fourth point, and that is, I must invest. The third point, you must invest before you spend. The fourth point is, you might acquire assets and not liability. And what I'm saying is that once we are taught the adults, and you are learning, you will pass that on to your children. You will have people coming on and skipping this video and going on. What I'm teaching you is about life. What I'm speaking here is about life. Understand that. Because the time will come when you will search for this video and find out, what's that video that I saw that man talking? I just skipped over. I need to go listen again. This is financial discipline, and it talks about assets versus liability. So, what do I need to apply vigorously? We look at some steps. We want to go to the fifth step. What is the fifth step I need to apply? Apply what is known as the 72-hour rule. So in other words, if you want to buy anything, wait for 72 hours before buying anything over $50 or $100. 72 hours of thought. You will ask yourself during the 72 hours if it fits in your budget before buying it. And after 72 hours, if you spend that money, then you will know that it's a real purchase, and it's not done from impulse, which is very important. Ask yourself, because during the 72 hours of waiting, of thinking, it will give you the time to really reflect. This that I'm coming to spend, beyond the shoes, beyond a suit, beyond the clothes, beyond whatever, is it worth it? Do I really need it? Is it a need or is it a want? Understand that. Why? Because in order for you to build assets, you have to discipline yourself. It requires discipline. If you do not see a future, you will not build one. What you see ahead of you is what you build. In the absence of that, you will not have a specific goal because you do not see anything. So that's my challenge to you. As I come to the close of part one of this, do I want to be a liability or do I want to acquire assets? Do I want financial freedom? Do I want a better future? Do I want to be relaxed? Do I want to leave a legacy that will be passed on to generations? It's called creating generational wealth. Someone has to make the sacrifice. Someone has to build it. Someone has to set the foundation. And that someone could be you watching me. It's not impossible. Now, don't get me wrong. You could build it without being educated. You could build it with limited education, but you need knowledge and wisdom to apply in order to get the result you desire. I will stop here. Thank you for watching. And on this mind transformation, we are dealing with the subject matter, liability versus asset. And we'll come to you again tomorrow, same time, maybe same station, on the subject matter. How can I take control of my financial future? So tune in, share this video, let someone listen, and let them reflect. Send me your rules, send me your heart. I appreciate your support. You're on Facebook, you can still share. You're on YouTube, you can still share. You're on TikTok, you can still share. It's not for everybody, but for somebody who wants to be set free. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. This is Financial Freedom. Thank you and goodbye. Facebook, YouTube, share this video and let somebody know the way to freedom is discovering who they are and what they need to do. So again, go and listen, because your liberation, the key to your breakthrough, is right in your hands. You either stand at the door and wait for 1 year or 2 years or years, or you either walk through the door to your financial freedom. And the key that you need to open the door is wisdom, knowledge that comes with enlightenment. Thank you for watching and goodbye.